When I started thinking about my capstone, I knew I wanted to incorporate dance and science because it's just something that really clicked with me during my time at Ryder, like learning about the body and how it works and how it applies to dance really, I think, made me a better dancer, and it just really broadened my horizons and kind of like showed how dance is so applicable to anything, and I really just like that. So my capstone, I wanted to incorporate those things, and by doing that I realized that using the left and right brains was like the perfect thing that could have come to my mind, I guess. It was actually a day in pedagogy where Dr. Kim had us discuss Gabby Bose's laptop cover, which was a photo of like a graphic of the left and right brains and the differences between the hemispheres. So the left side was like black and white and listed words such as logical, analytical, practical, linear thinking, and all that kind of stuff. And then the right side had words, it was all colorful, and they had words listed like creativity, imaginative, emotion, like I feel, that kind of stuff. So I feel like having that as like a foundation for my piece was kind of like the perfect concoction of what I wanted to do for my capstone. Choreographing my capstone, I knew how I wanted to go about it. So the left side, since it's very like, I know what I want to do, like this, I like to plan, this is how this goes. I choreographed all of that together. I had them dance in unison, I had them make shapes that kind of represented that linear thinking and the logic and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the right side, I allowed for the dancers to explore more and kind of put their individual twist on things. Like I didn't do as much choreography on that side, only because the right side is responsible for being creative and being an individual. So a lot of it is actually the dancer's own improvisations. But the two bookends, the introduction and the closing sections, I kind of blended the two, since I wanted to show that not only do the sides have individual roles, that they kind of also have to work together so we can function as humans. I had some basic structure of choreography and let the dancers kind of manipulate it in their own way to keep it individual and authentic. The thing I'll miss most about the dance program is the overall environment. I mean, it's just so supportive and positive, and everyone is just like one big family. I know everyone says that, but it really is. And another thing, like I chose Ryder because the environment was just so non-competitive. It never had like the slightest like darkness to it. Like it just didn't really have that competitive vibe, and I know I wouldn't have done well in that kind of environment. To be surrounded by that kind of positivity and support really just kind of enhances your growth as a student and a dancer. So yeah. I'll also miss learning new things every class. Like every time, like every year, I feel like there's like a different emphasis on something else. Like, oh, this year it's all about poise and posture, whereas the next year might be core strength and maintaining your awareness while you're dancing. And I think that's just something that I'll never get tired of and will hold on to at as I go through the rest of my life. So I would say the biggest challenge in these circumstances in terms of my capstone was probably getting myself to rethink my whole concept and how I wanted to go about it. Only because like it was so sudden and I couldn't really process it very well until maybe like 2 weeks into quarantine. So that's when I had to like get myself together and really kind of figure out how I was going to keep my concept and reconfigure a piece that was intentionally supposed to be performed live into a film, which I don't have much experience in. Like, I'm not a filmmaker, I don't make videos, this was a big challenge for me. And I wanted to keep my idea only because like dance and science are like my two loves. I couldn't give it up. I didn't want to start all over again, especially since I had been planning and choreographing since last summer. Like it was hard to readjust, I think. Only because I had planned so far in advance and I was really prepared that I didn't want to just toss it away and start over, because that was just like too out of the question, I guess. I think as I started to think about it more and how I would just ask myself, like, how could I keep this concept and how can I envision this into a video, I think was my big thing. Because certain parts, you know, as a choreographer and as like a dancer, you can see certain parts in your head that are really specific that you just have to do, or else it just isn't right, you know. So as I started to envision this piece as a film, it kind of got easier. I knew I kind of figured out what I wanted to do bit by bit, and doing research online, watching other dance films, that was kind of like, oh, okay, so this is possible. Like, it doesn't have to be just watching a video that you might record at like in the studio or from the audience onto the stage, right? So it can be like moving shots, it can be angles, you really do have more control than you think. I learned. So another challenge I think was changing the choreography into something that was able to be seen easier in terms of film. Like, you know, you can't have, like, it would be hard to have a ripple effect in a film than it would be in in a live performance. So, and also creating shapes that involve other people. Like, you have to film these individual clips of just one dancer by herself, so you can't really have that contact, that added element of creating shapes in the choreography. So my future plans for dance, I knew going into the dance program that I didn't want to become a professional performer, only because I can't really see myself doing that long term. But as I went through the program at Ryder, the incorporation of science and anatomy and kinesiology and all that kind of stuff it helped me as a dancer, and it also really interested me because I had my first like dance related injury my freshman year, and I went to Dr. Kim for help, and she really kind of enlightened me in how the body works and how like these injuries come about. So I wanted to learn more, because I guess that's my personality, and that's just how I understand things. So I did my research. I just read and read and read, like everything I could read on the internet, until I just realized, like, I need to pursue this. I need to know more. I need to just know everything there is to know about the body and how injuries can be prevented and rehabilitated and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of led me to add my health sciences major and even having Justine here, I really learned and understood and found something that I really love that keeps dance in my life and also is attainable and something that I really love, like, and it allows me to help people, really. So that's my plan. So my plan is to go to physical therapy school and help dancers and other athletes kind of learn what I learn and apply that to their sport, and kind of just spread the whole injury prevention programs and knowledge all around, so we can keep doing what we love.